Hey, welcome to my site. Thank you for being here. Yeah, what a crazy week it's been for me. On Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday, I announced I'm quitting YouTube, Tumblr, and Instagram and Snapchat. I completely deleted both my Snapchat and Tumblr. They're gone forever. I'm keeping my Instagram and YouTube as little like symbols that I did quit, if that makes sense. Like they're gonna stay there, because I think they have educational purposes left, but everything else is gonna be made here on this platform. My main reasoning is I don't agree with social media as it currently is. Please, can someone make something that isn't based on views, likes, and followers? I think that culture creates validation and insecurity in likes and views. It's like, I hate it. I think it's so detrimental to human health and human abilities. I think when you put work out there or a part of yourself out there, or you share, and a number on a screen dictates that success or that value, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm just letting you know that as a 12-year-old girl, I felt hell insecure about my Instagram, as I wrote on my first behind the image. Sorry, not my Instagram, my Facebook at the time. Because I had no likes and followers, I thought I meant nothing. Or because I wasn't this perfect, beautiful, Facebook famous girl, that my life sucked. That I wished I could be her. And I know there are people watching this right now that think that about me, and that makes me go crazy, because I'm like, I'm the first one to tell you, and I can assure you everyone else is feeling the same way. The more followers you get, it might increase your self-esteem for that little time, but once you get higher, you look up and you keep looking up. For example, when I was in LA, in my head I was like, I need 1 million followers to ever be a successful blogger. Why do I only have 500,000? That's ridiculous. That's nothing. When meantime, there's always people that are, have 10,000 followers that are like, oh, I wish I had 500,000. Like when I first started blogging, I had no idea I would ever get to this point. It was never my intention. I mean, if someone would have told me at 16 that I would be here right now, I would have laughed in their face. I never thought I would get here. And my point is, getting here, wherever I am, this like 500,000 mark or whatever, it does nothing. Nothing. It's not real. Yes, feeling an inspiration to someone, turning them vegan, or seeing a more positive part of themselves, it's all well and good, but for me my success was still on likes, and it was still on followers, and it was still on views, and I don't want that. I don't want to feel conditioned by other people's opinions of me that don't even care about me. Like we say it's connecting and social sharing, but when it's validation through numbers, you can't just ignore it and say it doesn't get to you when we judge everyone so clearly on it. A perfect example is when I went to Thailand. People taught me differently. People speak about me differently because I have this following. It's if it makes me some different to you. It doesn't. If anything, it makes me incredibly more insecure of other people's opinions of myself. I just want to let you know that I used to be obsessed with being followed or being liked. And because I was obsessed with people liking me, nothing is wrong with that. That is beautiful. Everyone wants to feel valued and loved. Everyone wants to feel valued. But on social media, how it currently stands, a number will never give you that feeling. It won't. Or you're tricking yourself like I did for 3 years. I was only ever happy when my content did well, or when a brand deal was really, really good. Or when people told me I was doing well, or when people told me they liked me. That was my happiness. My happiness wasn't just waking up each day like, fuck yeah, I'm doing something cool today, or like, I'm changing this up. Like, I didn't feel this energy that I felt this last week by creating my website. I have barely slept. You can probably tell I didn't even wash my face, so my skin's just like how it is, but I don't even care. I don't care that I have acne. I don't care that my body isn't as toned as it was when I was 16. I don't care. I love this feeling of like social approval, my physical form, that shit only matters if you get sucked in to the matrix or the system. I can't tell you what it felt like to let go. You don't have to delete it, but I urge you, just try no social media, no viewing anyone else online for a week. Please just do it. And then tell me how it goes. Tell your friends. Let's start this discussion. If it is so amazing, social media, I don't know, I just feel like, what are we inspiring each other? To take beautiful, happy photos? To take beautiful imagery? I don't know, I think we could be doing more. I think it's freeing when you don't let people define you, or we don't let numbers define you, we don't let social approval define you, don't let them define you. I don't know. I don't have all the answers or solutions, but I'm determined to make a video series. I want to upload 3 times a week, just talking to you guys about what I'm going through, what I'm learning, whatever it's a book or a concept, or I don't even know, but I want to talk to you as a person, and I'm changing. And I feel incredible. Like the feeling this week when I was making my website, as I said, I wasn't sleeping. My eating was just so random. Like I just was like on my computer, I was having all these ideas, I was writing down. I have so many projects and plans. Like I want to interview people that I believe are game changers. And I want to make it a communal thing. I want you guys to have, if you have writing, or if you have artwork that is game changing, you know what I mean? Like it is controversial and it is different and it's weird and it's gonna raise people's, I want to say, vibrations. Like I want people to think about things. Like, why do I follow beautiful photos? Like, yes, it is beautiful online, pictures are beautiful, but why is all of my time looking at other people's beautiful, perfected, edited lives? And why am I spending all of my time trying to make my life look so edited and beautiful and perfect to the rest of the world? Like, what are we doing? Yes, we can spread beautiful messages while doing that, but for the main part, like, I don't know, what is self-promotion? You know, like, I don't care what you look like in a bikini, and I don't want you to care. I want to see what you look like when you're excited, when you're buzzing with energy and you're just like, oh my God, I just did this, or I'm doing this, or I'm gonna change this, or even just creating something. It could be a piece of art, or a song, or you write a poem, or you're into more musical aspects, or into more, I don't know, tech aspects. If you're into tech aspects, can you make an app that is not based on social approval, that's based on quality? I will promote it, I will use it, and I think a lot of people will really love it. That's to anyone that's into like tech and that side. I don't know, I just think, let's just create stuff. Like, let's do new things. Like, let's just not just make stupid videos about the same topics, about other people, or about what everyone else is doing and what I'm not doing and what they should be doing. Like, let's create real cool stuff. Let's say that, let's say to each other that we're more than a fucking number, right? We're more than how good we look in that photo, or we're more than how great we can dress ourselves up. Like, I don't know, that stuff's fine, doesn't even matter. Wear makeup, don't wear makeup. Wear cute clothes, don't wear cute clothes. It doesn't matter. It matters how you're feeling inside. When there's inspiration running through you and you feel like, yeah, it's a sense of power. And I believe humility, where it's like, I don't really know much, but I want to find out. I want to know what I can do. I really want to make a difference here. I really want to make a difference, and I want to meet people that are on the same path and are wanting the same things. I don't care about the other crap. I don't care about numbers. I care about a feeling, about change. And yeah, 3 books I would recommend for everyone to read and what let me get to this point right now, among other things I'll talk about in the next videos. Power of Now, I haven't even finished it yet. Life-changing. I have to read the paragraphs quite slowly because it's quite deep and profound, I believe. And for someone like me, I live either in the future or in the past or in other people's opinions of me. I am never just present. Like, can you believe that once getting off social media, I actually just find myself looking at trees. I actually just find myself looking at nature, and I'm like, oh damn, that's fucking cool. You know? Or I find myself just like listening to people and analyzing why people do things. Why do we do things? What can we change about this? And it's taken me the last, I don't know, 2 weeks getting off social media to see the fucking addiction. That everyone's just like, how many followers does she have? Or how many followers does she have? Or how many views does she get? Or, oh, what is she doing? What is she doing? It's ridiculous. Like imagine, yeah, I just think there's more to us. Anyway, so Power of Now, I go on rants, but whatever. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. She is incredible. She's inspired me to find this inspiration and do it for the purity in it, the love for creating something new and different and unique to yourself. It doesn't have to be original, it has to be you, and that, you know, that in itself is just sick and awesome and cool. She inspired me to not make excuses for money. She wrote her first 3 books whilst working 3 jobs. And that's when I realized I want to do stuff that I want to do. I don't want to be on YouTube because it has money. I feel patronized on YouTube. There's just so many people watching, comparing. It's just such a place. And I hate the idea of just bullshit ads on my videos. So I hope that you don't have to appreciate that I'm doing it here, but I hope it feels somewhat, I don't know, real. I don't want doing this to get views. And I'm almost taking myself off YouTube to make sure that this is never about views or likes or followers. This is about me feeling good and sharing it. That's it. Because I feel like if you focus on you really feeling good and inspired and learning, it's just gonna be real. If you're thinking about followers or money or likes, what you say and what you do, it can never be from the heart. Really, it can't, you know? When it's based on these exterior motives that are just these ideas of success. What you say and what you do and what you become, it's not you, it's not true. I'm making videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Australian time. I'm excited, I'm changing, and I'm gonna let you know each step of the way. Okay, so aim is week without social media, Power of Now, Big Magic, Daring Greatly, Brene Brown. Those books are on my website. Check out the website, check out all the TED Talks, the documentaries. Your mind will go crazy. There is so much information there. I can't wait. I want a generation that looks up and thinks. There's so much I want to say, and there's so many topics that I want to cover. I have an insight into a world of social media that I believe not many people are aware of in terms of how it works in advertisements, how I know a lot of other social media personalities and just how fake it all is. And I say fake because I don't think anyone has bad intentions. I just think they're caught up in it like I was. I have a whole career built around social media. What I'm doing scares the absolute fuck out of me. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen next. I have no idea how I'm going to make money. And yeah, last night I got really scared because I was like, holy shit, I have all these messages, but how are people going to hear them? But then I reminded myself very clearly why I'm doing this. Taking myself off social media is a wake-up call to anyone and everyone who follows me. I had the dream life. I had 500,000 people interested in me on social media, on Instagram, sorry. I had over 100,000 views on most of my videos on YouTube. To a lot of people, I made it. I was signed with, I still am technically signed with, and I don't want to model at all anymore, but I'm signed with one of the biggest agencies in Australia. I had one of the biggest agencies in America want to sign me for modeling and for my YouTube. I had messages and messages of big companies, brands, sponsorships, on my hands, and I was in LA and I was at a pinnacle of success in what I thought it was. I was dating a guy that was way more famous than me, way more successful, had an amazing car, beautiful beyond words, and he was fucking depressed. And I was like, what, you have everything. I was surrounded by all this wealth and all this fame and all this power, and yet they were all miserable. And I had never been more miserable. I'm the girl that had it all, and I want to tell you that having it all on social media means absolutely nothing to your real life. And it might for a second, yeah, like I was making changes in a small amount to do with veganism, to do with whatever, positive thinking. But at the same time, everything I was doing was edited and contrived, and to get more value and to get more views, to get more, I had all this in me that I just wanted more people to hear me. So everything I did was for views, for likes, for followers. I did shoots for like hours just to get photos for Instagram. I would meet up with people and talk and connect, whatever, but just make photos for Instagram. Like, yes, I could connect with them, but the basis of what we were doing wasn't just love and in nature and getting out there and talking about life. It was social media, which is now a business. If you don't think it's a business, you're deluding yourself. Unless you follow like very, very clean accounts. When you're following someone and they have a lot of followers and they're promoting products, they are paid. Companies will email you with dot points of what you should say, with times of the day to post, with what you should do in the photo, with how you should hold the product or where you should have it in the background. Companies know the power of social media and they are exploiting it. But it's far bigger than any company or anything else. I quit social media for my 12-year-old self. When I was 12, I told myself I meant nothing, that I was worthy of nothing because I wasn't popular online, I wasn't a model, I wasn't beautiful by society's standards. At 12, I obsessively stalked everyone that was that online. I looked at other girls who were models, who were beautiful, who were famous on YouTube. They had all of this likes and all of these views and followers, and I thought, damn, they would be so happy surrounded by all these people that love them and appreciate them. I want that. I want to be valued. I remember looking at the catalog for Billabong or Roxy, whatever the surf brand. That was what it was like really cool back then. That was like the ideal thing. I remember looking at pictures of these models and then looking at my thighs and stomach in the mirror and thinking, do I look like that? How can I look that? I remember Googling models like centimeters of their waist and their thighs and then measuring my own to compare. At 12, I told myself I would be of value the more views I got on YouTube. Or I looked at girls that had heaps of views and I thought, damn, I want that. I told myself that when I have heaps of views, people will view me. I will feel valued. I will feel happiness. I let myself be defined by numbers. And the only thing that made me feel better about myself, I don't want to say I was depressed or had anxiety, but I definitely had all the symptoms that if you Google depression and anxiety, I had all of that times a billion. The only time I felt better about myself, really, was the more followers, the more likes, the more praise, and the more views I got online. It was never enough. You'd think getting 100,000 followers on Instagram would be amazing. Yeah, it was for the day. But then you want 200,000. You'd think having 500,000 followers on Instagram is like the dream, right? That's what if someone told me at 16 or 12, at 12, Essena, you're gonna have 500,000 followers on Instagram. You're gonna have a YouTube account that has 100,000 views plus. You're gonna have a big modeling contract. You're gonna have all of that. I would have been like, no, what? I would have gone crazy. And I'm quitting social media to tell anyone and everyone who's still watching, I was miserable. I had it all and I was miserable, because when you let yourself be defined by numbers, you let yourself be defined by something that is not pure, that is not real, and that is not love. Likes, views, followers. We are not followers. You are not a follower. I'm not a follower. I spent 12 to 16 wishing I was this perfect person online. Then I spent 16 to 18 proving my life on social media, perfecting myself enough to be that person. Everything I did in a day was to be that perfect person online. There were shoots, styled pictures of what I was eating, I don't know, carefully edited videos on YouTube. I did everything in my power to prove to the world that, hey, I'm important, I'm beautiful, and I'm cool. But is making your whole day proving to everyone else that you're amazing? Is that life? Proving yourself online? Taking pictures just in hopes to get likes and compliments? Getting excited over how many likes you got or how many people follow you? It's not life. And it's not what's making you happy. You want to be valued and loved, but you also want to be free. You know how good it is just to have a day and not think about anyone else, what anyone else is doing, but be with real people? I quit social media because of my 12-year-old self. And I want everyone to know that. At 12, I was miserable because of the numbers I saw on a screen. And at 18, right now, tomorrow's my birthday, I'm 19 tomorrow. At 18, I was miserable as well, even when I had it all. I've met people that are far more successful online than I am, and they're just as miserable and lonely and scared and lost. We all are. There's nothing different between you and I other than I made it, and now I'm at this point where criticism, comparison, praise, hate, I have all these opinions on myself, and I don't even know who I am. I don't know what I stand for, but this is something I feel like for once in my life, I feel like it's real. I let numbers define me at 12, and that stopped me becoming the person that I am and that I should be. At 12, I loved writing, I loved art, I loved anything creative, I loved anything beautiful and real about the world. There are so many things I could have done with my time that I could have just enjoyed. I'm getting really emotional because I feel like at 12, I thought I was nothing. And then here at nearly 19 with all of these followers, I don't even know what is real and what is not because I've let myself be defined by something that is so not real. Being with people in your real life, hugging people, talking to people, going out into the park, into nature, that is fucking real life. And I didn't do it for the majority of my life because I was just living in a screen, wishing that people would value me, that people would hear me, that people would just know me. And that's all that I thought I should do, and it's not real. People in your real life matter. You think you're alone, go outside, go to a park, go to a beach, go somewhere. There are people around you. Go to a cafe. There's people around us. You don't have to go on social media to connect. You don't have to prove your life on Instagram for it to be a good life. You don't have to prove your body for you to feel beautiful. You don't have to be a fucking model to know that you are beautiful. You don't have to do any of that because let me tell you, it's not real. There are so many people talking about this. I am not alone. Cara Delevingne made a video, did a talk or whatever, I'll link it below, saying how she had everything and still had fucking depression. She let numbers define her. She let people, this idea of happiness define her, and she had everything and she still felt so lost. This movement is something so much bigger, more bigger than myself. What I'm doing here is a statement that real life isn't through screens. That yes, you can get social, I'm not against social sharing. I'm against the current status of social media. And I have everything to lose by doing this. But majority of people watching this that don't have a career on social media, you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. There are people around you. Go do things that you love to do in the real world. Volunteer, help out somewhere, go to an animal shelter, go to a cafe and just sit and meet people, go on a bus. There are people around you. You can go outside and meet people and feel connected. You don't need to prove your value on social media to have it, to feel valued. You don't need to do it. I did it. I spent 3 fucking years doing it every day. And I've realized I threw away real connections, or it's so easy just to distract yourself with social media. At 12, because I felt lonely and different, instead of, pursuing art and writing, it was easier to follow people that looked like they were happy. It was easy to follow people online that had heaps of views, that were beautiful by society standards. I looked at them and studied them and envied them and wished I was them. It's easier to want and sit and view online. It's a lot harder just to sit alone with yourself and get real with your life. No one does that anymore. When the last 2 weeks of LA, I turned off my phone for a week, and this is when this all happened, because I realized I didn't know myself without social media and without my physical appearance. And I thought that I could talk about these messages online, but then I realized that being on social media for me meant that I was somehow showing people that likes and views equal worth, that you don't have to do anything but explore what excites you. You don't need a big, beautiful, you don't need big fancy things. Take it from me, I did it all in LA. I saw it all. I had glimpses of the life I thought I wanted. And all I could think about was money and numbers and how good I was looking, how toned I was looking. I was obsessed with how I looked like. And my skin was as worse, it just reacted because I didn't feel good. We all want to feel valued. Don't let them trick you. This video was really rough and short. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get it off my chest that this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's a movement that is far greater than I. And if you want to support me, there is a support page where I can't afford rent right now. And even just... It's like I'm embarrassed to admit that I need help, that if you like my videos or like any of my posts or you like this website, if this is of value to you, then yeah, please support me because I can't afford my own real life. I spent the last, week just trying to do this website and I can't even, it's like I'm embarrassed to say that, hey, I'd rather you support what I'm doing by you paying what you think it's worth to you. It's like that's embarrassing or wrong, but promoting endless products, getting cheap views on YouTube or being a model, that's like, using my looks for money, that's okay. But actually just making a new thing where I'm like, I really suffered from social media and I want to talk to anyone else that's currently swept up into it. And yeah, like if you think that's cool, support me. It's like I'm embarrassed to say that. It's like I'm ashamed that I no longer, I don't know. But yesterday I was really scared about what I was doing. I'm not like confident and I'm scared. I was like, shit, like how are people gonna know about this? Like I'm taking myself off the grid. But then I had to remind myself that I'm doing this because it's a wake up call. And 2, I'm not doing this for myself at 18, but I'm doing this for myself at 12 mostly. Because that girl deserves someone to say this. She did. And yeah. If you can do one thing for me, it would be to turn off your phone. Just turn it off. Don't even use the forum. I know the forum's amazing on my site, but don't even use it. Turn off your phone. Go somewhere. Do something you love. And then talk to the people that are also doing that as well. You don't need to find your interests online. You don't need to just rely on social media to meet people. Go volunteer. Go to an animal shelter. Go do something. Go out to a cafe, to a beach, to a park. Just go walk your dog or do something and meet someone else that's doing the same. Just go up and talk to someone and just be like, oh, I love your dog, or like, oh, isn't the surf great today? I don't know, but just talk. It's scary and weird to just talk to a stranger, but how fucked up is that really? We feel so alone and we're just surrounded by everyone on their phones, equally feeling as alone. Just go up to someone and talk to them. I want to create t-shirts for this movement. I want someone to wear something that's like funny and like about this movement, and then hopefully if they wear them then they can talk to someone. Like imagine a t-shirt that says, I like people, please come and please talk to me. Like I want to wear that stuff because really all we need is to feel valued and feel loved by the people around us and to be doing something that makes us feel alive, whether that's creating something, it's art, it's beautiful, making a change, making a difference. Everything else, social approval and all this excess money, yeah, there's so much I want to say, and there's so many topics I want to cover. There's so much that I know that you don't know, that no one talks about. Yeah,